beautiful. Keep your head up. It don't matter. Don't be discouraged. It don't matter. Let the world know that it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Beauty is so beautiful. Plus size is so wonderful. Being thick has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheek. I've got a lot of love to share with blue short and nappy hair. Taking time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. Thick hips and six together. Don't you be ashamed. No, 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 no. You're so beautiful. If you're plus size, it don't matter. If you got curves, it don't matter. Maybe a little thick, it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Keep your head up, it don't matter. Don't be discouraged, it don't matter. Let the world know that it don't matter. Be your own kind of beautiful. Curvy is so beautiful. Plus size is so wonderful. Being thick has benefits. I'm not your ordinary cheek. I've got a lot of love to share with blue short and nappy hair. Taking time to let you know I'm my own kind of beautiful. Thick hips and six together. Don't you be ashamed. No, 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 no,
Hey everybody, welcome to Jamila J Girl Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Hey chap, how
What's
you
going on,
doing?
Jamila? How you doing? What's
I'm
up? How's Cali?
good. I'm good. You know we had an earthquake 4.1. I
Huh?
didn't feel it. They said it was in
Really?
San Diego. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, but a
Yeah,
little rock and roll. The earth trying to get it together. So
hey,
it's all
listen, I remember one time I was down in Cali and they were giving us a briefing on, like, that's the first time I ever heard of someone say, okay, in case of an earthquake. I'm like, huh? Earthquake? I said, oh, that's right. We're on the West Coast.
yeah.
You have to get under your table. I'm like, what? So yeah, it was crazy, but
Wow.
yeah, but
Wow.
I'm glad everybody's all right. Glad you didn't get
Yeah,
affected by
we're
it.
good. We're good. Hey Kendra, how you
What-
doing?
What's up, fam? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So last
Good.
night we had a deep freeze in Orlando.
What?
Yeah,
Ah,
What
it
set
got
was 50
it got
degrees?
below 30 degrees. I'm out there.
wow.
I'm like, David, we have to cover up our plants, with
Uh-huh.
like sheets and stuff. He's like, is this really necessary, Mom? I'm like, yeah. So
Wow.
we like covered up the plants and stuff. And sure enough, this morning, the ones that we didn't cover, because we didn't cover all of them, they look like they've been through a fire. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
man, and some of them were like the cover was only on halfway. Like half of it is good. The other half looks like it's been through a fire. So we'll just like cut them down and they should come back in the spring. But
Yeah.
still, yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty wicked. I think our high yesterday was 46 degrees.
Wow.
Well,
Well,
in
hey, I would trade places
Orlando,
with you
Florida.
because
Yeah,
we were at
yeah,
20.
Oh
yeah.
my
Well,
God.
tomorrow it's gonna be like mid 70s, and then we're gonna go back into the mid 70s and the 80s. So,
Ain't that
but
something?
yeah.
Wow. We're supposed to go up to about the 50s, so that's cool. It's not too
That's
bad.
nice. Yeah, especially if the
Yeah.
sun's gonna come out. It'll be nice.
And we got Lele in the back room. He like eating though, so you know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah,
Yeah,
if to let him in
yeah.
or not. You know what I mean? He's stuffing his mouth, ain't give us no food. Oh, here
I'm
you go.
serious.
Let me let him in though. Here he is. Here he is. What's going
Listen,
on, man?
how y'all doing?
Good.
we
I'm
doing
really
good.
multitasking. Let me just say hello to the sister that's on in the house right now. How you doing?
I'm
It's
good. How are you?
definitely very delighted to meet you. Um, right now I'm very much multitasking. Like I said to Jamila, I'm at a photo shoot and they got a little bit of music playing. Hopefully it won't interfere, but if it do, then I will have to go off. But I just want to introduce myself to you. My name is Lay. I'm the founder of 15 Dynasty. I manage artists, models, actors, actresses, designers, and I'm out of New York.
Nice.
I was trying to do a little research on you, but I didn't have enough information.
Yeah, Kendra is family, and she'll introduce herself to you. She's from More Life LLC. So Kendra, just tell Lele what you do in our audience. But she's
Yeah.
family.
So for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Kendra Moore. I am owner operator of More Life LLC, and that's natural health and wellness specializing in body care. And also, I'm a certified essential oils coach. So my products feature essential oils. And the main thing with my products are I research, make sure they're really high quality ingredients, and that the essential oils are high quality, and that they're not only going to make you smell good, but feel good from a physical aspect, dealing with things like inflammation and stuff like that, to, just feeling good, So I have a show, More Life LLC, on Feel Good Talk, where I talk about all things natural health and wellness, because I'm a natural health and wellness advocate. So if you missed my live today, I actually talked about bentonite clay. So that was the live that I did today. And so that's every Sunday. And then, of course, I'm on with Izzy Meditates every Thursday at 7 for Let's Talk About It. And then today, Jamila, my girlfriend, asked me to come on to talk about some natural health and wellness stuff. So what I wanted to talk about today is, and I'll pause before I go into it, but I want to talk about the things in our homes that we use that we don't realize are actually harming us, and then some replacement for those things that will be, more beneficial to us. And then do a couple of DIY stuff actually for Valentine's, because we have Valentine's Day coming up. So I wanted to do some DIY natural stuff for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kendra, this is, I think, our third time that we're talking about health and wellness.
Yeah.
And I think the first time I brought all my products, vitamins and everything I had, and we kind of talked about shea butter and what was it, the cocoa butter, just all those things. Then the second time we talked about makeup and just natural things. So now we're talking about the kitchen and household products, the things that are toxic. We can do it from a natural perspective.
Yes.
So you know what, Kendra, I want to thank you too. You always hold it down with me when Chuck is out of the country, or you know how Chuck do. But you always help me out, so I want to give you a shout out for that. So let's get started. You know what? I gotta go get your cream. Oh my God, I gotta show everybody your cream. But go ahead, I forgot it, but it's right there.
No, thank you. And so since I moved, I have not been able to jump back into it yet. But February is going to be the relaunch, where I'm bringing back the body butters. I'm bringing back, the More Life stuff.
Yes,
please. Yeah. I'm out of body butter, and that stuff is the bomb. You hear me?
It smells good, and it feels good, and it's thick. I like it's not watered down. So I just have to give a shout out to that, but I'll get it before the show ends.
And we got some comments early, so we're gonna go ahead and get these out the way real quick. And let's see who we got here. We got my man Tyrone Ricks. He says Wi-Fi is tuned in.
That's Tyrone.
He messing with Lele. He says Wi-Fi is tuned in, Lele. He also says good afternoon, my Feel Good Talk family. He also says, good afternoon, Jamila J. Choice, Kendra Moore, Brother Charles Brakely. And he says, what up, Lele? He also...
Please, Tyrone. You better call Tyrone.
He also says, I love this show, Jamila J. Choice. Tyrone Ricks says, Kendra Moore is awesome. Yes, she is. Hey, Miss Jack A, she says, can you give a website to order? And she also says, good afternoon. So what do you have?
Yeah, I was going to say, so since I'm relaunching the brand, the website is not up yet, but you can contact me directly through Feel Good Talk, and I can send you some information. So just look me up, Kendra Moore LLC, or on Instagram, Kendra Moore LLC, and then you should find me. But
yeah, Miss Jack, she has some great products. Trust me,
She
I use
really
them all.
does.
I even use the inflammation too. It helps a lot with my neck. Also, Tyrone says, let's talk about it with Izzy Meditates and Kendra Moore. He's giving y'all a shout out. And Aaliyah says, yes, Kendra, your products are amazing.
Hi, Aaliyah. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
And she says, Miss Jackie says, I'll do that. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate
For
y'all,
sure.
definitely.
For
Yes,
sure.
indeed.
So today I wanted to go through some information. I want to go through some information about the stuff that we use in our homes, right? So one of the things that I think people take for granted is that we are exposed to so many different chemicals and toxins, and it's to the point that we just got used to it, right? So you think about it, you get up in the morning, you put on your deodorant, probably has aluminum in it, right? And that's not good. And then you know, brush your teeth, probably has fluoride in it. Fluoride is not that good for you. And then you make your breakfast, and you may be using a pan that has the like the anti-stick pan. And sometimes those pans start to flake, and we still continue to use it. That's not good. And then you're washing your dishes, and you're washing your dishes probably with like the Dawn or something like that, the blue, you know. So it's like all of these things that we do, and we don't think about how over time, even though in each one of those products, it's very like trace amounts of, let's say, you know, the chemicals that we shouldn't be exposed to, but we're doing it every single day, right? And so over time, it starts to build up in your system. And then you have what's called like a viral load. We all have like a viral load of stuff because you can't get away from it in the environment, all that stuff. But what can happen is that it starts negatively impacting our bodies. So there's two things. One is called endocrine disruptors. That's a big deal. So endocrine disruptors, what those are, if you think about endocrines, they're your hormones. And so over time, by using certain chemicals, these disruptors actually pretend like they are your natural hormone. And in that pretending that they're your natural hormone, it kind of throws your body out of whack. So then you start having fertility issues, pregnancy issues, estrogen issues, testosterone issues. So these are one of the reasons why I myself personally, when I got into essential oils, started learning about all this stuff and saying, okay, I have to start replacing things in my house. So that way, as much as I can not negatively impact me or my family by those things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even think that, you know, because they use, I mean, I guess you said the blue, is that the blue dye? Because they use Dawn to clean the animals. And I guess when they have oil spills, they use that because it's so gentle, quote unquote, so gentle on the animals. What are you talking about? The blue dye, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like the dye. A lot of stuff I try to stay away with cleaning products with dyes in it. Because why do you need it? It's like a marketing thing, right? So things are green because they represent, you know, kind of like natural. Things are blue because they make you feel like, okay, this is clean. You know what I mean? So they put the dye in it. And then there's another really popular ingredient that is in dishwashing soap, conditioners, shampoos. It's like sodium lauryl sulfate in it, and that's something that's like very drying to your skin. And that's also one of the things that has been identified as being disruptive to our bodies. So I try to, as much as I can, you know, avoid buying those things. But you can look on the back of your dishwashing detergent, conditioners, and stuff like that, and it's usually like one of the first ingredients on there. So yeah, you have to be careful.
So what do you use instead of Dawn? Because I have some in my kitchen right now.
Yeah,
I do too.
I'm Dawn, but whatever dish detergent that you use, I'm using Dawn as an example, but a lot of the popular ones. So thankfully, there's so much now information that's out about the harmful effects that you have more people that want better solutions. So there's a lot of good things out there that you can buy. You probably just walk by it because you're not familiar with the name. This I use this. This is called Green Wise, and it is a dish detergent, no dyes, no bleach, no phosphates. So this is one, and it's 99% USDA bio-based. So this is a good one. I think I got this at Target.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this does have that sodium lauryl sulfate in it, so you have to be careful. You're careful. Unfortunately, the thing is that some ingredients are just so hard to get away from, just because they just put them in everything. So what you try to do is you try not to get that and then have a bunch of other chemicals that you don't understand. You know what I mean? And then the other one I use, I really love this one. I think this one's in Target too. So this was NBD. And this one also has no dyes, no parabens, phthalates. So parabens, and you can see it on the back. It's probably upside down for you guys, but it says parabens and phthalates. And those two things are important that your products don't include those, because those have been identified as being endocrine disruptors. So I use this, and it's 95% plant-based.
Okay.
Okay.
So the other thing that you can do, which is another option, is you can honestly use pure Castile soap. I talked about this before. I love Castile soap. So Castile soap is made out of organic coconut oil, olive oil, kernel oil, hemp seed oil, jojoba oil. So it's a plant-based soap. And
where do you get that at?
This you can get at Walmart. You can get at Target, your natural food store. And this is Dr. Bronner's. So far, Dr. Bronner's has been the best one that I've tried. But with this soap, you literally can use to wash your dishes, to wash your clothes. I use it on my face. I use it to wash my hair. And he has different scents. I get the unscented one because a lot of times I like to mix mine with essential oils if I'm doing a hand soap. You know, in the bathroom, I would pour some of this, and then I'll do maybe a eucalyptus oil and have that. So there's definitely alternatives to the normal stuff.
The ingredients you listed in that soap is a lot of the ingredients that you use for your oils and, making the body butter and things like that. Can you make that soap yourself?
I have not even tried. I'm sure I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Like, did you have some questions? Did you have some questions?
Yeah. I definitely have some questions. A lot of things that she touched on, especially dealing with the oil. I'm very much interested in the oil because I'm going through the process of right now of developing my own cologne.
Yes.
And being that that's a specialty, I'm 99.9% that I'm gonna have to get with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, another thing, all the shampoo and all the dishwasher, all of that you use, that they have chemicals in there. We need somebody like you to bring that to our attention. It's bad enough we have a lot of stuff in society that attacking us. We have things attacking us that we don't even know that attacking us.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what Kendra does. I mean, every week, like I said, I've had her on the show 3 times, and and every time I come away with learning a lot more about, the things that we don't even know. I have all those things she listed in my kitchen. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
OMG,
No, I have a lot of that myself, and when I get
Yeah.
home,
So how do
I'm gonna
we,
start
how do
getting
we
rid of a
replace
lot of it.
That's right.
No,
That's
it
right.
gotta go. I mean, you're not responsible for the things that you don't know.
Right,
Correct.
That's why
right, right.
Yeah.
Kendra's
But when you
here.
start, when
Yeah,
you know, you're responsible for it.
Mhm.
Not
exactly.
just
Yep.
Yeah.
responsible for that, you're responsible for your kids and what they consume.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
And for me, and Layla, you're right. And that's why I love doing what I do, because I feel like, especially us as a people, it's not talked about a lot in our community. And I'll talk
No.
about Lysol later because, we grew up with spraying Lysol on everything, probably still do today. But
Oh,
Yeah.
please don't tell me that because I got a whole lot
oh my
on.
gosh, Lysol is like
Especially during
the worst.
COVID,
It's the
Yeah.
especially
worst.
during COVID, you guys saw everything. The
It's the
Mhm.
furniture, the
worst.
floor, everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, let me just say this, but you are right. That's the reason why we have to talk about it. And that's why I wanted to bring some pre-made products today, because I know everyone's not going to go and make stuff. You know what I mean? I love making stuff. That's my passion, but that's
Mhm.
not everyone's passion. And
Right.
so I want people to start becoming more familiar with the brands that they may not have grown up with, but
Mhm.
know that they're just as effective and that they're less dangerous to you and your family. So that's why I want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Lysol.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, with light. So yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So if you Google some of the most toxic or dangerous stuff that we use household product wise, always that will come on the list are air fresheners.
Mm.
Air
Mm.
fresheners, aerosol sprays. So now we're getting more into what's called volatile organic compounds. They're short for VO. Well, the acronym for it is VOC. So a lot of times if you Google VOCs, you'll see it, but it's volatile organic compounds.
Mhm.
And what those are gases that are kind of emitted into the air, and sometimes you smell it, sometimes you don't smell it. So, for example, when you would smell it is, sometimes if you get like a shower curtain liner and you open it up and there's
Yeah.
like that smell that hits you,
Mhm.
yeah, that's not good. That's like that volatile organic compound that's and you're actually feeling the effects of it when you have
Mhm.
like that reaction.
Mhm.
Sometimes for mattresses, like for me, I don't buy memory foam mattresses because they hold a lot of that organic compound chemical in the
Mm.
mattress foam. And so you're being exposed to that every night when you're going to sleep, right?
Mm.
So that's one thing. The aerosol sprays, yeah, Lysol included. Unfortunately, they have chemicals in there that actually, again, disrupt our hormone levels, but then they also cause irritation, eye irritation, throat irritation. I know sometimes we would spray Lysol and it's like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's the telltale sign that that's
yeah.
irritating your throat.
Mhm.
And we have to remember that God put certain reactions in us for a reason,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Right.
it's not natural to our body. It's having a reaction. So it's an irritant. So you shouldn't be spraying it all around. The worst thing when I heard that people were spraying the mask and then putting it on their face.
Mm.
You're breathing all of that stuff in, and that's not, it's very harmful. And that also goes to the plugins, like the Glade plugins.
Oh, I
Right.
love
Right. Yeah.
those.
Yeah,
Plug it in,
those,
plug it in.
yeah,
Mhm.
no. Those fall into that category, as well as like the spritzers, like the things you set on your counter. It's like it like does that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
and it smells good
Mhm.
because they've kind of made it to smell good, but
Right.
that doesn't
So what do
necessarily
you
mean it's
use
good for you.
instead? What do you use instead? I'm sorry to cut
No,
you off.
no, you're good. So what I
Yeah.
use instead are two things. One, you can make your own spray. This is very easy to do. So this was
Okay.
one of my DIY things. So what you would do is you have like a spray bottle. right? A fine mist spray bottle. You can take that, you add some water, like filtered water or distilled water from your refrigerator or spring water or whatever. Just don't use tap water, because if you're not going to use a whole lot. And so when you use tap water, you know, it can just have contaminants in it that you don't want. And then you add a little bit of witch hazel. This is optional. You don't have to, but it helps it to last a little bit longer. So I do like a squeeze of witch hazel. And then you add whatever essential oil you want to add. So I can add some lavender, like a couple of drops of lavender in here. And then you can mix it. So whatever oils you like. And then you just top it up and you shake it and you spray it. So that's what I have. That's what I use. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I got one from you before. It's pretty decent. I use it in the car. It works really well. Yeah.
Yeah, the car. I'm glad you brought up the car too, because a lot of times we put the little hanging pine cones in our car or the little things in our air vents, you know, and now we're trapped in the car, you know, and we're like breathing all of this stuff in, and that's not good. So you can make your own spray. You can also find, you know, of course you can contact me. I have sprays, but you can find some natural sprays now in stores. The other thing that I do.
Kendra, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does that disinfect, or does it just make the air smell good?
So it depends on the oil that you use. I'm using, so this I put in lavender, it's making the air smell good. If I would put in tea tree oil, which actually tea tree smells pretty good, that would actually disinfect. If you put in, I have basil here. Basil is probably my top 5 essential oils. I love the smell, and basil disinfects. And it's really well studied, showing that it basically gets rid of bacteria.
Oh, wow.
So you can use this in a cleaning spray, which we can go to the cleaning spray next. But yeah, so you can use, there are oils that will cleanse the air. The other thing that I do that will cleanse the air and smells good is use the essential oil diffuser.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So with your essential oil diffuser, you can find them, you know, a lot of places now, but most of them are built the same, where they have like a container here. You put water to the fill line. They all have a fill line. You put water in there, and then you would drop your essential oils. So you would drop your basil. A good blend would be like basil and lemon together. That smells so good, and the basil disinfects. And so you put your water, your oil, you top it up, you turn it on, and then now it's like misting out into the air.
Wow.
So,
you know, I am so amazed with all this information. I mean, wow.
Let's break down the essential oils too. Now, is there certain essential oils that's better than others? Because I know you can go into like different shops and you can get it for, you know, cheaper than other stores. But what is how can you tell a great essential oil versus just some old generic type of essential oil?
So a great essential oil, I always tell people to Google the company. Everybody has a phone. When you're in Marshall's or something and you see you want to pick up this essential oil, Google the company while you're right there and just see what they say. I've Googled companies before, and it'll just have like, here's the oil, here's the price, nothing about how they source the oil, you know, nothing like that. And to me, it's always a red flag if you can't find information about the company and if they're not transparent about how they get their oils. So that's the one thing. The other thing is, when you become familiar with essential oils, you understand, like for me, for example, I understand the pricing. So I know that orange essential oil is relatively inexpensive. So think about it. Orange essential oil comes from the rind of oranges. There's oranges all over the place, you know, so it's a relatively cheaper oil versus a rose essential oil. Rose is one of the most expensive oils if you get a pure one, costing like hundreds of dollars. And that's because it's distilled from the rose petals. And so if you think about how much it costs to get like 50 roses, just imagine you need like almost a small size room full of roses just to fill one of these essential oil bottles. You know, so there's that. And then You can also sometimes tell by the smell. So if you smell and it smells like really weak, because the thing that people don't realize on the essential oil bottle, it can say pure essential oils, but the industry isn't FDA regulated. So there's no necessarily criteria. And so as long as it has, I think, 2% essential oil in the bottle, you can label it as pure. So it can have oils and other things. So I would say, do your research on the company. And by research, I mean literally just look them up and see what they're talking about. And if they're really generic, then no, don't go with them. And then of course you can always contact me. I have oils, but then I can also guide you to other companies that are good. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
you have to be careful. Don't get them from the dollar store. I always say that every time because we saw them in 5 and below.
Right.
And I was like, no. And then we saw them in Walmart. Be careful too that sometimes it'll say, oh, I forget the phrase. It doesn't say essential oil, but it'll say something else oil on it. So be careful with that. So,
Amazing.
Hey, that's good information because you do see a
really
lot of
is.
stuff in the dollar store or even in just on sale for $1, $2, whatever, and it's not, I know you could tell too by the way it smells too. I would assume if you smell it, you could tell the quality of the product. You know what I mean? So,
Kendra, are you familiar with Medina in Brooklyn?
No, I'm not.
M-I-N. Is it?
I'll Google
Yeah,
it.
I think it's Medina. Yeah, they have a lot of oils. I used to buy my.
I heard of that, Jamila, Medina.
Yeah, they're in Brooklyn, but
Okay.
I'm just wondering if they're, that's all they do. So I'm assuming it's high quality.
Yeah, and if you look at it, they should tell you. The other thing too is like sometimes I look now, I'm an essential oil snob, so I don't expect everybody to be like me, right?
Right.
But sometimes I'll look, and if all of your oils come from Jersey, then I'm like, no, they're not all sourced out of like you as much as possible. Like, for example, frankincense and myrrh, those are usually out of like Africa, those types of that kind of region. Like when you understand the regions where they're native to, then, there are certain companies who have farms there or they contract with farmers there. And so you're making sure that you are getting something that's high quality because we know when we go, even going from Florida to Delaware, vice versa, the vegetation is different. The soil is different, right? The weather is different. And all of that will impact how the oil is naturally produced in the plant. So, but yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions about that. I did want to talk about cleaning sprays too. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Can we go to the comments first? We got about maybe 14 of them. Let me count one of them. They're on it. They're on it today, Kendra. This is some great information here. So
it really
I'm
is.
enjoying it. Yeah. Let's see. I can't even. I done lost my place. Lord have mercy.
Let me ask you a quick question while Chuck is doing that.
Yeah.
What about incense? Is incense good or is it?
That is a great question. No, incense can be good depending on the incense. Like I don't typically buy incense that mimic cologne sprays from the department store.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when I'm buying an incense, I'm buying like a frankincense, a myrrh, something that's actually like from an oil or from a plant and not something that's made up to smell like, something else.
Yeah, I got it.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
yeah. We got my man William Bird. He says, good afternoon, Feel Good Talk family. What's going on, Will? Thanks for tuning in. Let's see, he's speaking to everybody. He says, hi, Kendra, Chuck, and guest. That's actually Lele. He's not a guest, Will. That's Lele. He's on.
Lele live here. Is he coming and going back home, coming back to the show? He home.
William Bird says, Lysol, some dangerous stuff for me. Chokes me up every time. Now, he said this before you even said that, and that's true because it chokes me up too, especially if you use too much of it. You know what I mean? And We got Sky Dawn. She says, Kendra, I love
Sky.
your sprays. I need to
Oh, hi,
reorder.
Scott.
Yes, indeed. What's up,
I'll
Sky?
be back with those.
Please, because I need some body butter. And William Bird says, when I use my hand sanitizer, I always take a whiff of it. Call myself sanitizing my nose.
What?
Says they are first in line of defense when inhaling.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's pause there real quick.
Yeah, 'cause that's crazy.
Yeah. So okay. All right. So it's kind of true, it's half true
Okay.
that what he's doing. So when you smell things, they can they do have a reaction to your body, right?
Okay.
But in your hand sanitizer, depending on what that ingredient is, a lot of times they're alcohol based.
Yeah.
Alcohol base is not going to boost your immune system. It's actually an irritant. So I would not whiff the hand sanitizer. You can make your own hand sanitizer with aloe vera gel, like an essential oil that is known for killing germs like basil or lemon or even like peppermint or something like that. And a little bit of witch hazel. So you can make your own. And there are some really good hand sanitizers out there. I think with COVID, at first, there was like this influx of the really bad ones. And then some people started being more conscious about how they're making them. But yeah, it's not doing anything. I'm sorry, William. I'm sorry.
Jack A says,
That's too funny.
wow, what a wealth of information. Thanks, Jack.
Yes,
Appreciate
absolutely.
You. Yes, indeed. And we got Renee Mitchin. She says, good afternoon. What's going on, Renee? Thanks for tuning in. And William Burr says, la, my apologies, family. And I think that's it. We got him laughing out loud. And let's see, what she say? Jamila River said hello. So that's what Scott.
Hey, River.
I love that name. So I want to talk about cleaning sprays. That's the other thing, right?
Yep.
So cleaning sprays, a lot of times we could be using bleach. I hope you're not using bleach for regular cleaning or,
Oh, that's a good one. Because a lot of
people do. Because that's an irritant.
Yes.
It dries out your skin. So for bleach, honestly, I save it if I absolutely need it for something. But I would literally have like a little bottle of bleach and it'll sit for like years. Like I have been able to get by without it because what are we trying to do? Right. You know, what really, you can actually kill mold using basil. You can kill mold, I believe, using lemon. So there are some oils you can use to kill it. But there's so many other products out there, even outside of essential oils, that's better for you than bleach. So bleach.
Okay, I can't use Lysol. I can't use bleach. What about ammonia?
No.
Oh no.
That's really bad. So, and then here's the thing, like just because something doesn't smell doesn't mean that it's, so we have the Lysol stuff that obviously there's a smell. And you can have a reaction. Then you have things like, I mean, when you use bleach or ammonia, what are you doing? You're turning on your bathroom fans, right?
Right.
So you're opening windows. You're not like locked in a room with it. Why? Because it impacts our body. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to that. So it's best to stay away from it. So what you can use instead is that I have this as an example. I use this Myers. You can get this.
I see that.
So this has become pretty popular, plant-based cleaning ingredients and with essential oils. And then it does not have artificial color. That's another thing that, we talked about that earlier. So I use this. There are some other ones out there as well. What you can also use, everybody has in their house, and it is effective. You can use vinegar. You can mix water and vinegar and put some essential oil in it, spray that, and that can just be like a general wipe off the counter type of thing.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Right?
Okay.
You can use one part water to 1 part vinegar, and that cleans your windows, like really, really clean. So, there are solutions. What you can also do, I have baking soda. So to clean your sink, you can do like, okay, let me do this. You can get some baking soda, and then you can add, you would make like a paste, right? So you have your baking soda, you would add a little bit of your dish soap, hopefully not the Dawn. So you add your dish soap, and then you would add a little bit of water. And of course you can add vinegar. I'm not going to add it in here because it's going to get a little, well, I guess I can. It'll get a little bubbly. And you can mix it into a paste. And then you can use that paste with just like a little cloth. And you can use that to wipe your sink and stuff with.
Okay.
So, and I know it takes some work, which is
it's almost like a comet. Almost, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I knew it was going to bubble over. I shouldn't have added that. So it'll bubble, it'll settle down, and then, and then you can use that to clean your sink, to clean your bathtub. You can actually pour this mixture. I'm going to pour it in my sink. You can pour it in your toilet.
Yeah.
And then use the toilet brush to clean around it. So you can do that. So that's, so you don't have to use bleach. You shouldn't let your stuff get that dirty to where you need to use bleach and ammonia, honestly.
Wow.
Well, it's not the dirt. It's just, I feel like it's clean, and you have that smell. It's like, it's clean. And, all the germs are gone. But
what it do with kill germs.
Yeah, that's what we've been programmed to think, just like Lysol. The house is clean because you smell Lysol.
Right.
It's a good. I mean, I grew up with the same things, of course. And like I said, there's a lot of good products now that are already ready-made that you don't have to make, and that's the good thing. For me, what my turning point was when my son, he was always battling with respiratory issues when he was younger. And so we would always end up at the children's hospital. And then he was always on the nebulizer. And so that just got very nerve-wracking. And then I just happened to be studying essential oils, going for my essential oil certification for coaching, because I always liked essential oils. And then that's when I started to learn about the harmful impact of all the stuff I'm talking about over time, and just being surrounded by it all the time. And so as I started phasing that stuff out, my son's and started using essential oils to treat his respiratory condition, and then started switching over cleaners and all that stuff. I mean, it was like, after that, he was good to go. And then I noticed I was feeling better. So that's kind of how I came to this point. And so now I'm passionate about it, obviously.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I have a couple other things to show you guys.
Yeah, that's good.
That you're going to probably hate me for. So, plastic. So, we hear now that they always talk about BPA free. We want to buy plastic that's BPA free, right? So BPA is a type of that volatile organic compound. It's emitting this gas, chemical stuff that we can't smell because it's like plastic, right?
Right.
So as much as we can stay away from plastic. Now, I'm not perfect. I have Tupperware and I need to switch it to glass Tupperware. So in full transparency, it's a journey type of thing, But one thing that I started to do is for my son, for lunch, I stopped using the plastic Ziploc bags because he loves PB&J. So that's his everyday lunch. And so I used to put it in a plastic bag. Well, then I found these paper sandwich bags. Because the more I learned about it, I'm like, well, I'm putting his bread in this plastic bag. And, bread absorbs stuff, right? Now it's like absorbing all this stuff. So now I just he goes, put his sandwich in here, fold this bad boy over, and he's good to go. So that's another alternative. And then the last thing that I have to show you before I do another DIY, I just discovered these. and I'm super excited about this. So I use a lot of paper towels. Paper towels are not necessarily, I'm not going to say that they're going to cause a reaction or anything like that. So now just in terms of just waste, even though I'm not a fan of white paper towels because they use bleach to whiten them. So, but I found Swedish dish towels. So check this out. It's actually really cool. So this is it. It's used a lot in Sweden, in Norwegian countries, and it's actually made out of like tree. It's an organic compound. And what happens is when you wet it, let me grab a bowl so I can show you guys.
Okay.
Hold up.
So I got to get rid of all of my plastic containers then.
I just bought
like I said,
some.
I'm not perfect. I have some. I need to switch it over.
Right.
But, you know, do what you can. So you have this. So this is what you can use in place of paper towels. And this is highly absorbent. I use it to wash my dishes. I use it to dry my dishes, to wipe stuff down on the counter. I got like a pack of like 5 or 6. And then when you wet it, it actually, hold on, I'm wetting it. It actually goes like that.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's really absorbent with water. You can use it to wash your dishes and do all that stuff. You can wash it like 200 times. So one of these, I believe, replaces 17 packs of paper towels.
Wow.
Man.
So, and then when it dries, I don't know if I have when it dries, it basically dries back stiff. And you can put it in your dishwasher. You can put it in your clothes, you know, wash it with your clothes. So that's my newest thing that I love.
Where'd you get those? Target?
No, I actually got these from Amazon. But you have to read the reviews. I can post the ones that I got. And there's another version that's really popular. It's a lot more expensive. But again, even if you're paying a little bit more, it beats the waste of paper towels, going through all the paper towels. And it's much better for the environment. And then it's better for you too, because it's like more naturally made. So that's my newest find.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah. So those are Swedish dish towels if anyone's interested.
Hey, while you're setting up for your demonstration, I'm going to go back to some of the comments.
Sure.
We got Jack A. Goldsboro. She says, Sis Jamila, I use the products, so we have to do better because we now know better.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yep.
And William Bird says, vinegar, I'm finding, is the universal go-to. That's true. That's true. It kills everything. Yeah. That's awesome. So that's all we have.
And the thing is, like, realize that this has taken me some years to get to this point. So I don't expect people to go out and get rid of all their stuff at once and then rebuy because it can be expensive, you know? So I get it. My point though is when you run out of something, instead of going to your normal, try something different. And then slowly just start replacing things. And, you know, it'll just be better for you. And even though you're like, well, I don't really feel it. Well, do you have headaches a lot? You know, are you dizzy? Are you having problems sleeping? You know, do you have digestive issues? It's like all of these things can be caused by the products that we're using, or at least the products that we're using aren't helping, especially if you have skin issues. That's the worst. If you have dry skin, if you have eczema, dermatitis, all that, and you're using like the normal Tide. Everybody loves Tide. But what the ingredients in there, you're putting that on your clothes and you're putting your clothes on your skin and you're having rashes. So these are like just things over time that I want people to be aware of. And then slowly just start replacing things. And of course, I'm always here if anyone has questions.
And I just fell in love. Thank you, Kendra, because I just fell in love with this new Tide for sports.
What?
But yeah, I fell in love with this new Tide. I'm like, man, this is some good stuff. Now you done messed it all up. So I got
Well, use it
What
and
kind
then
of
try to
detergent? What
switch.
kind of detergent do you use, or would you recommend?
So they have, again, I think Myers actually has a detergent. They have all kinds of natural detergents now. You can't
Okay.
buy the Tide. There's a Tide Free and Clear.
Hmm.
So that one is better than the regular Tide, but maybe not as good as some of the regular natural deodorant, washing detergents. But yeah, Tide has a Free and Clear. I think their Free and Clear is free of dyes and free of some of those other chemicals that are irritants. So you can, if you want to stick with Tide, I would switch to that. But if you're open, I would try some of the other natural ones.
Hey, and before we get off this, before we go to the other subject, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna take it back. We were talking about deodorants. I can't use regular deodorant because it peels my underarms and it makes it discolor and it burns it. I use the natural ones, right? And it's something still irritating my underarms because it changed. Would change them different. It would make them red, almost like someone took some like an abrasion almost under my arms.
Your natural ones are?
Even the natural ones. So I'm like, what is going on? So do you have any suggestions maybe as far as a natural deodorant you can make yourself?
I haven't made a natural deodorant. I've seen recipes where it's like baking soda and some other. I honestly haven't made it. So because I use a natural one that I find works for me. But what I would say is that if you send me what you're using, like the name of it, I can look into it. Because sometimes too, for example, if you're buying a product, even though it may have an essential oil or something, that thing, like peppermint, for example, peppermint can be an irritant to some people's skin, even though it's natural and it's an essential oil. So it might be something that's in there, even though it's so. That's the other key. Just because something is natural doesn't mean that it's not without its side effects. For people, for certain people. So keep that in mind. So if you send me the name of it,
I'm gonna send it to you. We talk all the time, so I'll send you the name of it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. We have some comments that's related to that. We already went over some stuff, but we'll just go into there. We got my man James Peak. He says, "Hello, everyone. What's going on, James? Thanks for tuning in." We got William Bird. He says, he's talking to James. What's happening, James? Thanks for joining us. Please share. We got Ty. He talking to people too. Good afternoon. And James, I think we already talked about the toothpaste and deodorant, but we went back. But he said, "What about deodorant and toothpaste?"
Yeah. Well, I would say for the toothpaste, really quick. I personally don't believe in using fluoride in your toothpaste because fluoride, the reason why it was put in the water years ago was the quality of the water back then. And it's still in the water today, but most of us, we have better quality water. The way that we're eating is different. And there are studies out there that show that excessive fluoride use can actually be harmful to your kidneys, your liver. So I kind of stay away from it, but that's just me, not FDA approved. So what I do is I use neem toothpaste. So that's the one that I use. And there are a bunch of different natural non-fluoride toothpastes out there.
He also says I used to have that issue, and he says I use powder form deodorant only. Hey, James, give me a name of that powder form deodorant, man. I would love to hear about that because I never heard of that before. And Tyrone Rick says Kendra Moore stay dropping jewels. I know I just found a diamond underneath my computer.
Yep, he is.
Wow.
He said I try to use baking soda only. Okay, use baking soda.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, baking soda. Baking soda is a good option. That's why, again, think about it. We have baking soda. We put it in our refrigerator to absorb smells. But I would be interested too in the powder form, and how to use it for that.
Maybe that's what he's talking about. The
baking soda.
Yeah. All right. So,
Kendra, I have a question.
Yes.
What do you use as a substitute for bleach in your clothes when washing your clothes, especially the whites?
Yeah, I don't because I
Okay.
don't. For me, my clothes don't have to be bright, bright, bright white. You know, so I don't. So as long
Okay.
as they're white, that's fine. Like the normal to me, the normal things. If you put you wash it on warm. Use a good quality detergent.
Okay.
Then for
Okay.
me, I'm good.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's me personally.
Hey, I want to throw this out there before we get off the topic, but he said he used degree powder form. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thanks, James. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen hot dog.
Yeah. So,
All
okay.
right. So we ready for a quick DIY? This is something
Yes,
easy. I
indeed.
wanted to
Yeah.
Sure.
switch. Now that I talked about all that stuff, the bad stuff, I know Valentine's Day is coming up. So I know people want to get into the mood. So I figured I would do a quick DIY on making your own massage oil. Very easy to do. And then the other thing is, this isn't a DIY, but I made this and I think this is actually great. So let's talk about setting the mood. So, setting the mood naturally, I would use an essential oil diffuser. Diffuse
Mm.
something that's nice. So, one of the things is, you want the whole thing is to reduce the stress, anxiety. You want to feel pleasant, right? So, you want to maybe diffuse or do your room spray, and the good thing about your room spray is that you can also use it on your linens as well. So you can, spray
Okay.
your bed, and you can use a lavender or a bergamot or like a geranium, something soft that's nice. For the fellas, you could use like an orange, a cedar wood, something like that. We're talking mood setting. Then
Okay.
imagine that you run a nice bath. And for your bath, you could have, I made this. This is Epsom salt in here. And this is a nice little airtight container jar. And then you can see the specks in here.
Yeah.
Those specks are actually lavender.
Mm.
So you can get lavender almost anywhere now. And you can get the stems, and then you would just take off. I'm opening this up because in here, from a lavender plant that I had and I let dried out, I have lavender petals.
Mm.
And so you would just mix that in there. And then if you want to take it up another notch, you would add your essential oil to this. And I'm telling you, it smells, just making it smells delicious.
Mm.
But these are all like, well,
Wow.
so
Wow.
that's all lavender. So again, something that's easy, cost effective. Epsom salt, you can add a little bit of baking soda to it if you wish. Your little drops of essential oil, your lavender petals. It looks pretty. You sprinkle
Mm.
it in a warm bath. Smells delicious. And so you got your atmosphere, right? So now you got your room smelling nice. You did your bath soak, and now it's time for the rub down. So
Ooh. We need
you
some candles.
no, you don't
You
need
got any
candles. Candles
candles?
are off the list, Jamila.
That's bad. Jamila, candles are bad.
Okay,
So
so
they have
candles.
soy
Okay,
candles?
let's go to
They have
candles.
soy candles?
You can use soy candles. You can use soy
Yeah.
candles sparingly to
Hmm.
set the
Okay.
mood. Yeah, yeah. um, no, yeah. So you use soy candles, and I think I heard that there were beeswax candles, but you can use that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I would stay away from, and I hate saying this stuff because I always feel like I'm throwing shade, but I'm just trying
It's
to let you
okay.
know. I would
Yeah.
stay away from the body shop candles,
Hmm. Yeah.
the White Barn candles, unless they have something that's soy, and look at the back and make sure that it's naturally scented ingredients. Otherwise, peach cobbler candle, I wouldn't burn that. It's not,
Mm.
Mm.
for example. Apple candle, I wouldn't burn that. Apple room spray, I wouldn't use that. So,
Mm.
Okay.
all right, so we have your oil here. Very easy. Now this is jojoba oil. You can use coconut oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil. There's a bunch of oils you can use. And then you just drop your essential oil in it. The key is which essential oils to use. Now, one that I really like that you don't think of it when it comes to romance, but this oil actually helps to widen the blood vessels, which is important when you get to romantic stuff. That's all I'll say. And that is cinnamon. So cinnamon is actually, and plus too, when you mix it with the right other oil, it's like a nice spicy kind of scent. So very like sensual. So I would put a couple of drops. Now cinnamon is an oil that's called cinnamon oil. Oh, do I have any in here? Cinnamon oil is actually called a hot oil. And it's called a hot oil because, like peppermint oil, it can actually be an irritant if you put it on your skin directly. So you want to make sure, I'm taking this top off so I can get some in here. So you want to make sure, there we go, that you are always mixing your cinnamon oil with like a carrier oil.
Now, how many drops was that?
So I did 3 drops in here, right? So 3 drops of cinnamon. And the thing too that I love is that you can mix it. And then if you're like, ooh, I want more cinnamon smell, just add some more cinnamon. So I did 3 drops of cinnamon. The other essential oil that is really nice to use for this occasion, it's called ylang ylang. It's spelled Y-L-A-N-G. Y-L-A-N-G. Now this oil is good because this oil is one that is kind of gives you feelings of euphoria, you know, so it's kind of like a nice
Relaxes you. Yeah,
oil. So this one you'll find popular when it comes to like love, romantic type of recipes. So I did about 4 drops of ylang ylang in this one.
Okay.
And then the last oil that I would put in here with this, and I wish you guys are here to smell it because it smells so good. But all I can say is I'm single. So if anybody wants me to send this to you, I'll send it to you. Don't be using it for Valentine's. So for lavender. So lavender, of course, is one of those oils that I would recommend everybody has. Because it's such, it's just used for everything. But in this case, what's the good thing about lavender, so I did 4 drops of lavender in here, is that again, it sets like a relaxing, calming mood, right? So now in here, we have the cinnamon spicy, we have the ylang ylang that really increases like, almost like desire, you know, mentally wise. And then you have your lavender, which is like your calm, relaxing. And then the other thing with some cinnamons can be warming as well, which is nice. So that's it. So that's an easy way for you to make a nice massage oil to use with your partner.
Wow.
Yay.
And I always wondered what ylang ylang was because I had some soap that was made with ylang. I mean, it didn't, you know. I just felt clean. That was it. But maybe it was the wrong oil.
Ylang ylang, honestly, is just a nice scent. I just use it a lot. It's like a really nice scent. And then for women, especially, ylang ylang and clary sage are good for women's hormone levels, especially if you have like hot flashes and stuff like that. It's good for that. Some other oils that I have are patchouli. You could use ginger, actually. An oil I don't have, but of course we've all heard of, and that would be good in something like this. It's ginseng. So you can put that in there. So ginseng, particularly for the male testosterone levels and for male reaction. So that's good. And then I have geranium rose here too. So.
Wow, that's some good stuff. You know, you never know. Like, okay, essential oils did all that. You know, and that's something.
Yeah.
That's that's something.
Yeah, it can be an you can use it as an aphrodisiac as well. So
that's something.
So that's nice.
That's great to know. I see Jamila taking notes.
I am.
I
I
wrote
am.
some on my hand. It's like
I
it
like
smells.
making. I like making stuff. I like putting stuff together like
There go
that.
Lele moving around. I gotta cut
It
him off
smells
every once
so
in a while.
good.
What's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on, baby?
no, that's a good thing. See, one thing I have noticed about Jamila, she don't play around, man.
Right, right.
You know,
It's she remind me if like we going to college.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
take notes. It's really good. In here smells amazing right now. So
Mhm.
that's good.
Well, tell you what, we're gonna take a commercial break, and we're gonna give you give you something, to set that mood right as well. So this is
Right
our
on time.
sponsor. Exactly, we're hand in
Right
hand.
on time.
So you use Kendra's oils, and you can use the A Game, which is our sponsor for today. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna come right back. Here it is, the A Game. And that is the A Game, great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. If you want your free sample, give me a call, 302-723-2836. Kendra, go ahead. Again, 302-723-2836 to get your free sample of the A Game. This is for men only. Works very well. I mean, it does everything. So give me a call. Anyway.
So,
You got
like I
your body
said, I
butter
have
over
to
there.
go get my body butter.
Oh, thank you, Jamila.
Look,
Yeah.
I've got a little bit, quite a
I
bit
don't have
left.
any. If I show
Wait
you
a minute,
my
how did
containers,
Jamila
it's
get that
totally
so
empty.
fast? What is,
Huh?
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is she traveling through wire?
Now Jamila Ben
I'm
had
not
hers.
like you, Lele. I'll beat the commercial. But Kendra, I mean, it's so good. Every time you come on here, I know I say the same thing, but I just got to give you your props. Look
And I
at
must
that.
say too, I had
Yeah.
eczema on certain parts of my body, and using that body butter actually helps. So I don't have the those areas anymore. So just give
Thank
me a shout out,
you.
let you know what's up. Yeah.
Well,
So
I
where are
appreciate
you located at?
I am in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're on the East Coast with me.
I'm on the
Mhm.
East Coast. Yep.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
East Coast.
Oh,
So hey
I'm gonna
Kendra,
go through. I'm gonna go through Jamila because I have something coming up,
Thank you.
Mhm.
and we're gonna definitely have to notify you.
Mhm.
yeah. As
Hey
soon as
Kendra,
you
what is your
get
website,
settled,
Kendra? Because a lot of
yeah,
people want that.
Awesome.
it's
So,
not up now, but as soon as you get settled,
yeah,
we'll promote you, and I definitely want like a case of this because
I
I just use
appreciate
a little bit because I love it. I don't want to use it up, and it's thick. It's not just like thin and watery. So
Thank
it's a
you.
great product.
I appreciate it. So because I recently moved, I had to take the website down because I make everything myself. So from the labels to the products to everything. So I am relaunching in February. So the
Okay.
website will be back up in February. I will do a whole thing on social media. If you want to, you can link with me on Facebook, Kendra Moore. Or if you want to, you can email me at Kendra actually you can use More Life LLC at gmail.com.
We'll put it in the link. We'll put
Yeah,
it in the link so
yeah. And
people
I'll
will
give
know
my
how to reach
personal
you.
email as well, kendra.moore726 at gmail. And let me know. And then that way, when everything is back up and running, I'm targeting February. So February, More Life will be back
Good.
in full effect.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
It's a
all
great
right.
product.
Hey, we got some comments out there, and we already did it already. But Scott Darling says, "Please add your website." William Bird says I'm on that massage
Yes,
oils. I
sir.
know you on it. I know you on it. William Bird says my wife said, "What's up with the B game, Chuck?" Hey, listen, I gotta figure all that out. We'll figure it out. If you put those two together, it's gonna be crazy. But anyway, Scott Dawn says I have buttercreams and the sprays. Yes, indeed. And she said my wife said, "Oh, okay." My wife says she's my A game. Okay, cool. I like that. All right, go ahead now. Go ahead, Darlene. And Scott Darling says
Thank
she put
you.
you up there. More life. Thank y'all. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you
that,
so
Scott.
much. Yep. And
Yes, indeed.
on my Facebook page on that one too, I also do a lot of DIYs and natural information, that I post on there. So
And she posted your email as
thank
well.
you.
More life 726 at
Oh,
Gmail.
no. It's Kendra.Moore726.
Kendra.Moore
726
726.
at
Okay.
Gmail or more life LLC at Gmail.
Cool.
So.
We got you.
But thank you, Sky. I really appreciate you. Yeah, Sky's been
indeed.
buying my sprays forever. So I need to, when we relaunch, she's definitely on my list to send some too.
And she says hi, everybody. Talking about Darlene, his wife. So
Hey.
what's going on, Darlene? So hey, look, man, awesome show. But
Kendra, I'm taking notes, right? The only way I can remember things is to write it down. So the Jehovah oils. What's the other one? Jehovah.
So you can use a whole bunch. So I'll name some of them. So
Okay.
you have coconut oil that you can use, almond oil, grapeseed oil, rose oil, and you have the jojoba oil. So those will be my top ones.
Okay. And then you add in the
you added your
I love lemongrass, I think.
You love lemongrass, right?
Lemongrass, yeah.
Yeah, you can add lemongrass into that. That would be a really nice scent.
And then eucalyptus.
Yep.
All right, eucalyptus. Peppermint.
And yep, you can add peppermint. Now, what I would recommend, Jamila, is before you add all of those in one, to maybe just do like a sample.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was trying to distinguish like the base and then the scent.
Yeah. You
know
got
what
it.
I'm saying?
Yep,
Okay.
you got it. Yep.
Okay. Right.
And then I don't find the need to add no more than 3 essential oils. And if I'm doing something for aromatherapy, if I'm treating inflammation or something like that, then I'll probably have more. But just for aromatherapy, usually 3 essential oils, if you want to mix it, is good, because you can do overkill. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
just kind of play around with it.
Yeah, play around, see what you like.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Yeah. Lay, you have any questions before you disappear?
Lay look like he in the Matrix or something. I don't know what's going on.
I don't have any questions. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get in contact with you, Jamila.
Yeah,
because I have something coming up, and she's gonna have to guide, or I might have her to guide the people on that.
Okay, right. Kendra is the one. She's the expert, and her products are good products. It's not watered down. It's
thank you.
It's premium products. So
yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna tell you honestly, I threw all my lotions away. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like all them lotions, I got rid of them. I said I don't need these no more. So,
Thank you. I want it to be effective, but then also I want it to feel luxurious, because I think we deserve that, especially at like a good price point, not having to pay hundreds of dollars for something, it's like we deserve it. So
most definitely.
Yeah. So thank you, Jamila, for having me on. I'm always
it's my
honored.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. I learned so much. Always learn so much. And so we just wanted to try to go into this 2020, set with our health.
Yeah.
Now we got our household products.
Yeah.
You
Oh, wait,
know,
I forgot one thing
okay,
because I'm super excited about this. Wait, let me get it. I just looked at
okay,
it. I forgot this.
that's
You know
okay.
what I found too? This. Like Swiffer?
Yeah.
All right, this is at Target. It's called Infuse. And this is a Swiffer-like product. So it's a spray mop. It utilizes water in this tank, and then it has a concentrate, and of course, as natural as they can be. So this is a concentrate, and you put it in here, and it infuses in here in the water. Your cleaning solution. The other thing that makes it so great is that it doesn't utilize batteries. You have the spray; it gives like a great spray, and then at the bottom there's a really thick pad that you can take off and wash it in the washing machine instead of the Swiffer where you're constantly throwing it away and having to buy the new thing. So I think this was like $30 at Target.
Wow.
But again, the smell for Swiffer, I didn't too much care for. This is thebomb.com. And they have lemongrass. So that's what made me think of it, Jamila. I have lemongrass in here now. And then you can buy the little things. And then I have a lemon one and a eucalyptus one. But this one is the lemongrass one. Okay, I'm done. But I forgot about that.
Kendra, I have one last question.
Yeah.
Here in California, we use a lot of Fabulosis. Do you guys use that? Fabulosis?
You know what?
Cleaning product?
I was going to say something about that too, Jamila.
Yeah. So I know that's popular.
What do you think about that? Is that like too much?
I mean, I am not a fan of it for the reasons that I mentioned previously.
Yeah, the same.
So yeah. Here's the other thing too. That's really, I know again, you don't have to switch everything at once. Take your time and switch things out as you can. So I understand that. But here's what I believe that you're going to find based on my personal experience. You are going to find that you're not going to have as much allergies, reactions. You're going to find you're not going to have as much skin reactions. What you're going to find is when you do, like for me, when I go to a grocery store, Target, Walmart, and I walk through the aisle that has the detergents and stuff, it literally bothers me. Not mentally, but like my nose, like the smell is so like that to me that I'm just like, whoo, what is that smell? I can walk in the neighborhood and someone's doing dishes through the dishwasher, or you get that smell from someone drying like the dryer sheets or stuff. That to me doesn't smell good anymore. To me, it's just like, oh, what is that smell? And that's just because I'm not around that all the time anymore. So, it does. I mean, it's real stuff. So, and like Lele said at the beginning, if we don't know, then, how can you change? And our people, especially, we don't talk about it. We already have to deal with so many issues, diabetes issues and blood pressure issues and this issue and that issue. You know what I mean? So as much as we can reduce the toxic stuff that we're using in our home, I think we'll be better off to it. And again, you're not eliminating the zero because that's impossible, but you're just trying to reduce the exposure as much as you can. So that's the last thing I'll say on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that's across the board with our health, what we put on our body, trying to do better with exercise. You just take baby steps until you get there. So we appreciate you, Kendra. And thanks for always coming by.
Thanks for all that wealth of knowledge. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you for listening and inviting me on the show.
Pleasure. Yeah. Any last words, y'all? Chuck, Lele?
No, I'm good. I mean, Kendra answered just about everything I needed to know. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great show. Thank you so much, Kendra, for coming by.
Yes, definitely. I was definitely enlightened excited about what she had to share, and that's a good thing. You know, as this that being that we had the COVID started, and we heard so much about the bleach and the Lysol, and I done brought boxes of them. Man, it's like I'm gonna have to start throwing that away.
That's true. Or just gradually, when you use it, just don't buy any more. Just kind of gradually
no, what I'm gonna
do
have to
it.
do, I'm gonna have to give a lot of them away. But what
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to get in contact with her to find the substitute. Because
exactly.
if you got 100% of chemicals going around,
Right.
and we're not responsible for the things that we don't know. We are responsible for the things we know. So
Right.
out of the 100, if I could eliminate half of it, then that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I've always equated like bleach and ammonia and Lysol with having a clean house. Those
Yeah.
hard smells.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And you can
I'm
have a
very
clean house. I mean,
a
and it's
chemical
professional
filled
that
clean
cleaning.
house.
Yeah.
421.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, great.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you. Anytime you need me, Jamila, I'm there. So.
No, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna peace out, you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna peace out. Yes, indeed.
Peace out. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. You have educated us. You have
That's
lightened
what
our
I say. Where's it at?
pages too. So now we're gonna peace out. Thank you so much. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Hey.